You celebrate my birth every year with lights, music, and gatherings, but have you ever paused to ask why? Not just the why of the celebration, but the why of my arrival. Do you truly remember the purpose, or has it faded beneath the noise and the glitter? The truth is, many people overlook the very heart of the message I came to bring. They rush through the season, consumed by traditions, missing the quiet call I placed in their hearts over 2,000 years ago. They forget that my birth was not just an event, but a turning point for humanity. Do you remember the simplicity of that night? Born in a manger, not in a palace, not with fanfare, but in humility. I came to show that greatness isn't in wealth or power, but in love, service, and sacrifice. Yet, today, how often do those values take a back seat to materialism and excess? Gifts pile under trees, but how many are given with genuine thought or love? I came for the poor, the lost, the broken. My first visitors weren't kings or nobles, they were shepherds, humble and overlooked by society. Yet their hearts were open, and they recognized the miracle before them. How many today are willing to see the miracles around them? The kindness of a stranger, the beauty of forgiveness, the warmth of family. These are the gifts that matter, yet they're so easily ignored. The wise men traveled miles, guided by faith and a star, bringing gifts not for their glory, but to honor mine. But how often today do people give out of obligation rather than joy? How often are gifts given with strings attached, expecting something in return? Do you remember why the angels sang that night, "Peace on earth, goodwill toward men"? It wasn't a song for one night. It was a call to action, a call to bring peace where there is strife, to spread goodwill where there is indifference. Yet how often does this season bring stress, arguments, and division? Look around. You see nativity scenes, Christmas trees, and glowing lights. But do you feel the light within you? Do you carry the peace I came to bring? Or is it just another item on the to-do list? Another tradition to check off? I didn't come to be remembered in rituals alone. I came to transform lives. But transformation requires reflection. It requires slowing down, turning inward, and asking the hard questions. Are you living in love? Are you forgiving those who hurt you? Are you showing kindness to those who cannot repay you? I notice how often the story of my birth is reduced to a fable, a tale told to children without the power it holds. My birth was the beginning of hope for a broken world. It was a declaration that love would triumph over hatred, that light would shine in the darkest places. Do you feel that hope today, or has it been buried under the weight of expectation, stress, and busyness? The celebration of my birth was never meant to be about perfection. It was about embracing imperfection with grace. The manger was dirty, the night was cold, and yet it was perfect because it was filled with love. Is your heart open to that kind of love today? I see you gathering with loved ones, exchanging gifts, singing carols. These things are beautiful, but they're not the end goal. They're reminders of what's possible when love is at the center. The world I was born into wasn't peaceful. It was filled with fear, oppression, and pain. Yet I came to bring a different way. That message hasn't changed, but it's so often drowned out. Do you hear it? The call to live differently, to love radically, to forgive endlessly. I see how the focus shifts away from my birth to Santa Claus, reindeer, and shopping sprees. These things aren't wrong, but they're distractions if they overshadow the deeper truth. Remember, I didn't come for a season. I came for a lifetime. The joy you feel at Christmas can be yours every day, but only if you let it transform you. When you light candles, remember the light I brought into the world. When you share a meal, remember the table I invite you to, a table of grace and acceptance. When you give gifts, remember the greatest gift ever given, love that asks for nothing in return. The world will always try to distract you. There will always be noise, litter, and things vying for your attention. But I am in the quiet moments. I am in the stillness of a starry night, the smile of a stranger, the warmth of forgiveness. So this Christmas, I ask you, will you remember? Will you see beyond the surface to the heart of it all? Will you let my birth remind you of your worth?